at MT Media Corp Business 24/7 TV. While Mr. Vishwa is joining us, I would like to request our first speaker here for this session to please step forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ms. Suchitra Tripathi, Head Technical Services, Food and Beverage India, Novonosys India. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ms. Suchitra. Ma'am, just one earnest request. If you can please time it up for 2 to 3 minutes, please. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I choose to stand here because if I stand, you won't be able to see me. Thank you for inviting Novonosys on this platform. I'm Suchitra, heading the technical service for food and beverages. Fortunate to be part of Novonosys for 25 years, working with enzymes, food, and many other areas. So just to introduce to my organization, probably many of you know and some of you don't know as well. We are one of the largest industrial biotechnology solution provider. We cater to 30 plus industries and baking industry is just one of them. And we have 10,000 plus strength in terms of the employees and equal number of the patents that we produce, or we hold. That only talks about the number of innovation that we bring in. And innovation, it's an innovation-driven organization, more R&D-driven organization. So coming to the wheat promotion, I think we probably are one of the few organizations who touch the wheat from the beginning till the end. Be it in the agriculture, where we support through our biosolutions how the biosolutions can help in increasing the yield per acre. That's starting from the farmers in the land, agriculture. Till how can you produce without using any pesticide, without using any chemical fertilizers, to when it comes to the processing, how can you get more out of that? Like for example, for a gluten producer who makes a wet processing plant, the main impact that we can bring is get more gluten out of that or more purified gluten out of that, which has got less starch in that. And the starch industry can also get more of the sweeteners, and that's where enzyme goes into play for sweetener manufacturing, for gluten, for getting more from the raw material. Moving on to the value chain, when you come to the consumer level, one step behind is the manufacturers for the consumer products. Be it bread, be it pasta, be it noodles, wherever you see wheat application, we are present. This only talks about the products are at the heart are bacteria or yeast or enzymes or even the protein molecules. And all are produced through fermentation process or through biotechnology. And there are two major areas that we cater. One is the processing area and another one is the product impact that we bring. So the one I was talking to you all about is the processing part. When from the post-harvest, when it comes on the plate, there are two parts of it. So in that, we help in reducing the water consumption, we help in reducing the energy consumption, as well as get more out of the raw material. So processing efficiency, as well as better yield. Now on the product part, how can you impact a consumer's preference for your product? If you are a bread manufacturer, the main impact that you can bring is providing a better quality product and that the consumer would be willing to buy again and again from the supermarket. That's where either it's the appearance or it's the taste profile or it's the softness that you get over a period of time or even getting the consistency in the product batch after batch, irrespective of the flour quality changes. I think a lot of debate was going on, the wheat procurement, how blending can be done, traceability, value creation, and byproduct utilization. And in all these aspects, enzyme plays a role from. If I move to the next slide, I'll talk a little more about the baking application, what impact we can bring, because I realize there are a lot of bakers over here as well as the flour millers who cater to this industry. And here, having sustainability at its core, what we support on the affordability of the wheat. That means you can procure from anywhere and get the same quality raw material by using enzymes. Sensory properties, while the consumers are experiencing or eating the product, as well as healthy baking. Now, healthy baking is a trend. You make high protein bread. I'm sure those who have tried to make it have run into many troubles getting the height right, getting the softness right, or getting the color, the texture. That's where enzyme comes into play. And this is what I just want to leave it, because the time that you have been given, I may not be able to explain you all. But I'm available this whole evening. Anyone would like to talk to me, or you're most welcome. I would love to take the dialogue forward. So with this, what I did not tell is what are enzymes. These are called biocatalysts, and they are produced through fermentation process by using food-grade microorganisms. And these enzymes are like any other. For you to function, or any living organism needs enzyme in their body. Just the last impression I want to leave with you is that just remember whole day what you have used, be it the toothpaste or the clothes that you wear or the juice that you drink, the pet food that you buy, everywhere enzyme has a role to play. So tomorrow when you go back to your regular life, just think everything that you do has a touch of enzymes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for keeping it crisp and short. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to call upon Mr. Rakesh Kumar Chaudhary, Senior Manager, Technology Milling Solutions, South Asia, Birla India Private Limited. Mr. Rakesh Kumar Chaudhary from Birla India Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have an applause for Mr. Rakesh, please?
Hello. So, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for yesterday's wonderful experience of Varanasi city. Okay. So, here area of focus is wheat and the next generation innovations I'm going to talk, and the Bühler contribution towards the milling and engineering success. So here, Government of India's estimation for this year around 120 million metric ton wheat production, and UP is the highest, followed by the MP and the Punjab, and you can see total 120 approximate. It can be plus minus 5% also. Then use of this 120 million metric ton, approximately 65% in the atta. Maybe it is also plus minus 10%, and wheat flour 25%. Others like seed, feed, and waste is 10%. Then stage-wide wheat application, like normally Uttar Pradesh wheat, good for bakery flour and all-purpose flour. MP wheat, good for pasta semolina, which is durum wheat, atta, biscuit, and all-purpose flour. Then followed by Punjab, Rajasthan. Rajasthan wheat, good for the panota. Panota is the like Malabari panota or Tamil panota, and it's good for bakery flour also. Now, before moving to innovations, I want to explain you about the innovations, that every innovation requires time before it becomes widely accepted. So you can see the internet came in 1995. The claim was it's just overrated, and mass adoption done in 2000. And you can see the ChatGPT, which came in 2022, and claim was just it's the nice toy. But now 2026, everyone using. Now everyone is talking in 2026 about the robots. And what is the claim is now is not economically viable. But mass adoption still we don't know when it is. Now I want to go through our innovations. So in the roller mills, we recently introduced MRRK, which is going to manufacture in India. It's the latest one, roller mills, which is used in flour mills. It's the robust, reliable, easy to operate, fast, simple optimization, and operator safety it is taking care. How it is robust and reliable? Because it's the cast iron frame, it's the single frame with heavy structure, which can like take the vibration easily. And reliable is because it's the feeding system. We introduced the automatic feed adjustment here in the newly latest roller mills. You can see here, and easy to operate. Now we are moving towards the AI. So here we are talking about PADA. This roller mill you can operate through your mobile also, your iPad, laptop also, and with the screen also you can operate. Now I want to tell you the innovation of our automation. If you see MW in 1983, it's the mechanically operated or mechanical automation. After that, 1987, we came up with the WEE, 2009 MIG, MEAG. Now it's like running in the each and every mills, MDDP or the MIFI, and now we are coming with the PADA. So all the upcoming equipments coming in the industry will come with the PADA only, which is also can be, you can operate through the AI also or the voice command also in the future. Now I want to talk about the ATA. So you know we have the Alpesa Generation 2 modular version, which is capacity around 15 tons. Now we are introducing Alpesa Generation 2, which is comes the double grinding chambers, higher capacity, less power consumption, roller life also around 4,000 hours per roll, or it can be fitted in the brownfield project also. Now how we do this engineering of Alpesa, you can see required area around 19 into 18 into 16, total area is required this much. From the Alpesa, not only you can grind the wheat, but you can grind the jawar, ragi, bajra also you can grind it from the single. Okay? So Bueller's contribution, now I will go to the Bueller's contribution missions. So if you talk about the worldwide, 450 million metric ton of wheat produced through the Bueller solutions, which is around 60% of the total. Bueller handle around 420 projects every year worldwide. We sell around 2,500 roller mills every year to the milling industry, and we are number one in the maize. We are 40%, pulses we are 30%, and oats we are 60% share market. Now, how we are helping like millers to engineer their plants and projects. So Bueller is not just a supplier of the equipment, but we are the partners, business partners of the milling equipment. We give the regular inputs, updates, knowledge transfer, knowledge training also we used to give, and long-term relationship. Bueller always build the long-term relationship.
Hello. Sir, I just request you to please summarize in the last 1 minute so that we can include the panel discussion, please.
But you given me 8 minutes. It's only 3.
Please. We're short of time, sir, that's why.
Okay. So that's it. Thank you then.
Thank you so much. Sir, please stay back so that we can call the other panelists. You can stay back here, please.
Now, I will just give.
May I now call the moderator of this session, Mr. Vishwa Mohan Kumar, to please join us here on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Mr. Vishwa Mohan Kumar, Associate Editor-in-Chief, MD Media Corp, Business 24 TV. And let's call upon Ms. Suchitra Tripathi from Novonosis India. Can we please have applause for all of these panelists who are joining us on stage? Ms. Suchitra from Novonesis India, Mr. Rakesh Chaudhary from Bueller India, Mr. Temel Harmankaya from Celis Company, Turkey, Mr. Jeff Wirtz, President Jack Services, USA, who's joined us virtually, Ms. Elaine Sopiwink, who's joined us virtually as well. She's from Cereals Canada. Mr. Pankaj Goyal, Managing Director, Golden Basi. Mr. Simranjeet Singh Gandhi from Shriram Agro Industries, Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Vaibhav Patil, Associate Director, Fortify Health. Mr. Anand Singh, Probus Smart Things Private Limited.
It's okay.
So, as per the schedule, sorry, there were a few presentations that were lined up for this session, but since our moderator has to catch a flight, we'll do the panel discussion first and then we can continue with the presentations. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you may begin.
So Mr. Jeff is online, or he has already joined online, or he has to join? Could you check?
Jeff, can you hear us? Oh, we have Elaine with us and Jeff is also there. Yes, you can see. Hi Jeff. Hi Elaine, how are you? Are we audible?
Hi Jeff, good evening from India. I don't know the exact timing in Canada.
It's a little early in the morning, so I will try not to yawn.
Hello, Mr. Jeff, are you getting me? Okay, please unmute yourself, then we can start the discussion, sir.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Okay. So we can start from here because there are so many panelists who have joined in today. I thank you WPPS, the entire organizing committee for choosing me, roping me in for this wonderful discussion. Mr. Chaudhary, I would like to start with you because I was seeing your presentation, how technology has transformed the entire milling process in India for Indian millers.
Hello. So actually in next 5 years, Buehler is coming with the one smart mill, okay, which can save 30% of your civil capex and 30% of lesser power consumption. You can build it in G+2 floors. Total height is required around 16 meters. So already installation is going on in the Europe for the smart mill, but India it will take 5 years to bring it. So that's the how we are like, and not only that, like whatever the equipment current we have, we are converting so the operators can operate it like through your smartphones or through AI also. So that's how we are helping all the millers.
Okay, Mr. Jeff, what are the key global trends for the milling industry globally?
Well, I think exactly what your colleague had just talked about is moving towards a smarter mill. And I think it's going to require a lot of data and input. To make AI work, it has to receive a lot of information. And we need to do a lot of training to make the AI work. We understand, I think, automation, and the AI or automation seems to work with the business paperwork and moving through that part of the system. But to get the AI to manage the details of the mill streams in the mill is going to take a lot more work in order to get it to take care of the cause and effect. I think we've seen a plethora of engineering solutions that make adjustments. Now we're going to have to make them on the basis of what is happening to the product within the mill instead of after the flour is produced.
And one more thing, how our consumer preferences are changing nowadays globally. Could you give some more details about the consumer preferences?
Oh, I think consumer, are you asking me or Elena?
Yeah, how our consumer preferences are changing globally?
Well, I think the previous speaker group mentioned many of the things that we see within the United States. I would imagine Elaine would tell us the same, and very similar in Canada, the looking at the package, finding out what's in it, being more health conscious, trying to understand where their materials are coming from that they're putting into their mouth. I think they're looking for specialty products that can solve certain nutritional deficiencies that they might see in their diet.
Okay, and what should Indian millers do to stay competitive in this market? What are the advice for Indian millers?
Well, I think you always have to keep your nose to the grindstone, so to speak, but keep your ears open to the consumers so that you can be thinking ahead. For example, in the milling situation, that, you know, if you're used to flour milling, is there something we could use that technology for in processing some of the pulses that might give us different products, where we could make, for instance, a high fiber product with a little less, without much of the pulse flavor, but there's just all kinds of things we've yet to explore. The canvas is a blank, and we have to pay attention to the consumer, and we have to be willing to experiment and evaluate, what we can do with some existing systems, and look to people like the Buellers and the Okrams of the world to help us to make the modifications to become, to adapt to those other grains.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. We have other panelists also. Mr. Timmel, how can Indian millers adopt in international technology without compromising the cost effectiveness?
There are some advanced technologies nowadays in flour milling, but in order to apply this kind of technologies, we need advanced sensors and NIR technologies. We need a lot of information from the flour mills to process and to use in AI technologies.
Okay. And what are the global trends in technology?
Global trends in technology, in flour mills, we need to reduce cost and produce high quality end product. This is the main aim for all flour mills. In order to reach these aims, first of all, we need to control the flour mill with automation, and we need to reduce the human intervention as much as possible.
We have another panelist, Mr. Simranjit Singh. Simranjit Singh, because how is the next generation of millers changing the industry approach to technology and quality?
Thing is ki right now it's not the time that you measure your success just by production volumes. Everything has to be more efficient. Today, customer expects this one thing from you, that is to deliver consistency. Every product has to be consistent. Like every bag of flour should deliver the same results. So I think as youth, we have to bring more professional management into our industries. The way we control quality has to change. It shouldn't be something that we inspect in the laboratory just at the end. But right from your procurement, you have to monitor the quality so that you keep delivering the same quality to your customer.
If I will ask what need the most for future leader of this industry, so what will be your guidance for them?
I think it's to find the right balance for your product. What sort of product you want to give to the market, how much share you want to give to the institutional buyers, what kind of premium, what customers you are targeting. You have to define your goals before setting your sales strategy. I think that's paramount, because पहले ऐसा होता था कि आज ये भाव है और आपका माल बिक जाएगा. But right now the competition is very fierce. There are a lot of products in the market. You have to define what you are aiming at.
And for them who wants to build a new modern business from a family-run business.
Can you repeat the question, please?
The person, if they are running a family-run business, they want to transform the business into new modern era business like technology-driven, automation and everything they want to adopt. What are the advice for them?
I think you have to decide based on your plant that how much you have to upgrade and at what time you have to upgrade, because ultimately आपको cost parity निकालना है and cost parity सबका अलग-अलग है. तो आप एक फ्लो में शायद अपग्रेड नहीं कर सकते, तो पीस बाय पीस आपको अल्टीमेटली मशीनरी अपग्रेड करना है, बिकॉज बिगेस्ट चैलेंज दैट आवर इंडस्ट्री इज गोइंग टू बी फेसिंग इन नेक्स्ट 5 years इज मैन पावर.
Okay, so we have a Mr. Pankaj Goyal also. I would like to ask about the fortification, because nowadays government is also focusing on fortification, how to increase fortification in this industry, not only for the wheat millers, for other industry also. So what are the things you are seeing some good changes in this market?
So I think over the period we are seeing that the consumer are demanding more nutrition. They are getting more aware and conscious about the nutrition values which food is delivering constantly. So I think we need to look at what kind of the nutritional levels we are getting in the raw material from the farm side, like I would say, in India, the wheat is getting maximum protein level is 11.5 to 12. But over the global scenario, we get a wheat which has got 14% protein level also. And another thing is, you can add the nutrition through, admixtures during your production level or during the value addition level. So I think the protein and the nutrition lead is very important, not just feeding as a part of hunger, but also giving you a good health. So the consumer are really getting very conscious and more informed. So you have to give consumer what is required, what is real need of consumers.
The same question for Vaibhav also, because government is focusing on fortification. How mass level fortification can be done from the miller side so that the end consumer, every consumer could get that micronutrients?
Yeah, thanks for this question, sir. So actually, in India right now, like I am from Fortify Health obviously, so we provide support, technical and financial support to the chakki atta manufacturers for the fortification. So in India right now, more than 300 mills are doing fortification with our support obviously, and more than 70 metric ton, 1,000 per month fortified atta is being produced. So it shows how like kitne mass level pe we can do the fortification. And it's successfully, we are implementing it successfully, quality wise, consistent hai, sab jo bhi consumers ko jata hai, wo bhi successfully supply chain mein deliver ho raha hai. More than 1.7 crore consumers are getting highly nutritious atta.
Anand Singh?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Where are we lagging in technology adoption? Because you are representing a technology company, Internet of Things, and these are the things we are lagging behind. How this industry can adopt as soon as possible?
Yeah, so my takeaway from this meet is basically we need to increase not only the fortification but also how to bring down the cost of per quintal of milling that you do as an industry. So what we can look to source is basically how to reduce the energy costs, the input costs, and that comes by purchasing cheaper power through various mediums such as open access, and also investing more into automation solutions and more into sensors and visibility and real-time visibility of your plant performance. So that will give you on a year, you can save more than around 20 to 30% of your operating costs. That means you can increase your margins of your business more. And if you adopt more automation, obviously the real-time information and everything will increase more into your plant's performance.
Ma'am, because I had seen your presentation, so it's a very important topic. How are enzyme technology improving flour quality and milling efficiency as well?
I'll talk about the flour quality. I think in India, our biggest problem is the supply of consistent flour and a large amount of that flour, because of there are small farmers and the amount of wheat that they produce are, it's a mix in the mandi when it comes. That poses a huge challenge for flour millers to provide a consistent quality for a particular product. This is where enzyme comes into play, which works on the flour component, be it starch, be it protein or the fat, and modify that in such a way that the performance of, say for example, gluten, if it's not a very high quantity or quality, enzyme can modify the gluten, strengthen it so that the performance enhances. Similarly, starch, if the damaged starch and the falling numbers are not great, enzyme then again helps in adjusting that, you get a better quality. So that's how you are able to provide a flour that is of right quality for a right application. So that's how enzyme can, just isn't one example.
Do you think IO solution can reduce the processing cost without compromising consistency level, quality level?
Yes, of course. In bakery, one of the biggest advantage of enzyme usage is reducing the wastage. Be it your dough is not ready or it has collapsed in the oven or in the proofer, all those things can be optimized by using enzymes. So final loss in the bakery can be reduced, as well as when it's in the shelf for consumers.
Which bakery segments are benefiting most from this enzyme technologies?
Today, none of the breads you can make without enzymes, I can tell you that. But we are also improvising on our, like you have iPhone now 17 and all, so every year you come up with new technologies. Likewise, we also come up with new enzymes. If it might be the same enzymes, but a more efficient one every year. So,
what will be the new technology in biosolution enzyme that Miller should be ready for?
that's a confidential information, but what wish to say that can we extend the shelf life even from the microbes? You know, today there's a lot of chemical goes just to stop the microbial growth, even if the bread is okay, eatable, but the mold growths. Can we do something? Then I think that would be revolutionary.
Coming back to the durum wheat quality, because procuring the durum wheat is very challenging because it's a certain part of India where we get this kind of wheat. For premium semolina and other products, how challenging it is to procure durum wheat?
So I think durum wheat is another set of a wheat, a special kind of a breed, which teaches you very hard lesson. So when I say in milling business, if you talk about a normal wheat, you just grind the wheat, all the product is almost visible same. It's just like a white. But in durum wheat, whatever you procure is much more visible. So the raw material is very important. And when you procure durum wheat in India we have a very small lot size which comes from the farmers. So selecting those various number of small sites and trying to build up one kind of a consistent quality stock is really a challenge. You have to be very selective when you are selecting the wheat from the farmers, and you have to be very picky. You pick each and every lot with lot of efforts and lot of stringent quality test. So that is something about the durum wheat, and you have to be well connected with the farmers where you're talking about what is your requirement and what is your expectation. So this whole thing has to be set.
So in India, it's a quite challenging to procure it, or globally you find it easy or what?
So certainly, India, the land, the farmer holding is very small. As you come see the farmers holding across the world. So you talk about 50 hectares, 100 hectares, 200 hectares kind of a farm size. And India, you hardly have 1.5 to hectares of a farm size. So certainly, having so many small farm sizes, and again farmer not adopting technologies and the quality seeds what the farmers adopt in the other countries across the world. So certainly it's a challenging job in India when you're talking about the masses and such a small farm holding sizes.
We have one more panelist, Miss Ellen from Canada. Can we get her online?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, Miss Ellen. Yeah, good evening from India.
Hi.
Okay. Ma'am, how do you see as the next major innovation in milling industry?
I think we had a lot of really great answers from the other panelists about automation, the use of AI. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to improve milling technologies into the future.
Okay, because Canada is known for its very different and innovative ecosystem in wheat management system. Could you guide other millers, other participants of who has joined it from different part of the globe?
About Canada's wheat management system?
Yeah, how do you manage the entire ecosystem of the wheat value chain? We just want to understand the Canada perspective.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, how would you like to guide our all the viewers about how you are managing the entire value chain of the wheat processing and everything?
Oh, in Canada, Cereals Canada helps represent every point along the wheat value chain, from life science companies, seed developers, wheat producers, exporters, as well as end product processors, sort of providing a unique and one voice to represent their interests, whether it's domestically or internationally, across market access issues and other things that might affect those particular members of the value chain. It's been very successful so far.
Okay. And which technology can help Indian millers improve efficiency?
Oh, there's a number of ways to improve efficiency. If we're talking about value chain organizations, having one organization that can bring groups together and speak in a united voice on behalf of all of those members can create efficiencies versus each of those individual organizations having to do the work themselves.
Thank you, Ellen, for joining in from Canada. It's so early morning you have joined in. And we have Rakesh Chaudhary also. Rakesh ji, last question because we are rushing out. We have very less time. What do you see as the need major innovation in milling equipment you are seeing in this industry?
So if you want to improve the efficiency or you talk about the latest innovations, then you have to convert your plant into the digitalization and the automation. By that you can improve your efficiency, product quality, reduce the manpower also you can reduce, and energy efficiency also this give to you. That is.
Thank you all the panelists. And we are just summing up because we have to catch the flight. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Can I please request Mr. Adi Narayan Gupta to please step forward to hand over the mementos to our esteemed panelists here on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, a thunderous response for the panel here, for all of these panelists who spoke about milling and other details shared with you here. And we have the memento of Mr. Bhupinder Singh Negi here. Sir, are you here?
Dear guests, distinguished millers, thank you very much for taking the time to attend my presentation. My name is Temel Harmankaya. I am the Business Development Director at Celis Company. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to thank WPPS organization for giving us this wonderful opportunity to share our knowledge and experiences. Today, I'm going to talk about advances in flour milling technology and process optimization. I hope this presentation will provide useful insights into the latest developments in flour milling, highlight practical approaches to improving efficiency, product quality, and overall process performance. Thank you, and let's begin. Today, we are going to talk about evolution of flour milling, because without knowing our past, we cannot build our future. We will also point out our main motivations on why we are advancing and optimizing the flour mills. And secondly, advances in flour milling and process optimization. And finally, some of the up-to-date examples of advances in flour milling. The evolution of flour milling spans over 10,000 years, transforming from labor-intense, primitive hand tools into highly automated, computerized industrial ecosystems. This shift drastically changed human diets by moving from coarse whole grains to mass-produced, shelf-stable, refined white flour. The development and innovative of flour mills are driven by two key factors: flour quality and production costs. Innovation has value only when it improves quality or reduces production costs. If we move on to the advances in flour milling, we have automation and integrated control systems. The foundation of the digital mill is the convergence of automation technologies like supervisory control and data acquisition, which we call SCADA systems, and advanced PLCs. These integrated systems provide millers with centralized, granular, and remote control over every machine and process stream. They automate complex sequences like startup, shutdown, and cleaning cycles, manage precise roll gap and pressure settings, and implement intelligent load balancing. This level of automation significantly reduces human error, ensures the mill runs consistently at its theoretical maximum capacity, and allows for rapid adaptive adjustments to changing grain inputs. Another key advances in flour milling is advanced sensor technology and process analytical technology. The development of advanced sensor technology, known in the food industry as process analytical technology, has given millers unprecedented eyes inside the process. Historically, quality checks were retrospective, conducted in a labor hours after the product was milled. Today, inline NIR and near-infrared reflectance sensors are strategically placed to continuously measure key parameters such as moisture, protein, and ash content within the material as it moves. Furthermore, sophisticated non-contact sensors, including acoustic monitors and load cells, are now used to listen the rollers. These sensors allow the automation system to instantly adjust roll gap and differential speed to maintain a perfect grinding profile, preventing roller slippage and maximizing grinding efficiency without manual intervention. This real-time closed-loop feedback is critical for maintaining consistent flour quality and minimizing off-spec production. And finally, we have data analytics and artificial intelligence. The true transformative power lies in leveraging the massive data sets generated by integrated control and sensor systems. Artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms are being deployed for predictive modeling and self-optimization. For instance, a machine learning model can correlate incoming grain characteristics such as protein hardness, vitreousness, with real-time energy consumption and final product quality metrics. This predictive capacity allows the system to automatically adjust the tempering time, the flow sheet settings, and even the final blend ratios proactively before the grain enters to the milling stages. AI drives predictive maintenance, anticipating equipment failure hours or days in advance based on subtle changes in vibration or motor temperature, thereby eliminating catastrophic downtime and extending the lifespan of high-value machinery. Let's turn our attention to process optimization. Optimizing flour mill operations involves maximizing the flour extraction rate, minimizing energy consumption, particularly in pneumatic systems, and maintaining consistent product quality. Key areas for process optimization are precision, grain conditioning and preparation, milling, flow sheet and roller optimization, sifting and purifier calibration, and finally, smart automation and energy management. If we move on to some up-to-date examples of advances in flour milling machines, we have Integrus roller mill, Celis company's latest generation roller mill, developed in response to the latest technology advancements in the flour milling industry. It combines innovative engineering, high efficiency, and reliable performance to meet the evolving needs of modern mills. So key benefits of this roller mill is reducing milling investment cost and installation time. Thanks to the integrated main dry motor, you will not need an extra floor for the mill building. Since the machine is fully integrated with all cabling and motor connections, with a simple cable connections, which is from the top of the machine, with a simple cable connection, machine will be ready for operation, which is reducing the installation times dramatically. Also, this machine provides improved grinding performance, as well as simplifies operation and maintenance.
Sir, sorry, could you please summarize it in the next 1 minute, please? Because we're running short on time now and we'll call the next person.
I'm just finalizing.
Thank you so much.
And you can change the roles in just 15 minutes, which is very easy for the maintenance. To conclude, I would also like to highlight another state-art of the technology from Celis, Silvernox plant sifter, designed to deliver exceptional sifting performance, high capacity, and reliable operation. Silvernox represents Celis' commitment to innovation and excellence in flour milling. Together with the Integrus roller mill, it offers a modern, efficient, and dependable solution for today's flour mills. The key benefits of Silvernox is no condensation on passage walls, thanks to the integrated insulation panels around the passages. No dead points in the sifter to eliminate infestation. Stainless steel execution in passage walls to ensure sanitation, and easy maintenance thanks to its construction and design. Thank you all for your time and attention. It has been a pleasure sharing Celis' latest technologies with you. I sincerely appreciate your interest, and I will be happy to answer any questions you may have in our stall, together with our Indian partner, Khandelwal Milling, which we are working for 13 years now, and we realized a lot of good projects with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I'd like to call upon Mr. Vaibhav Patil from Fortify Health. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please hear it from Mr. Vaibhav? Can we please hear it from Mr. Vaibhav? Thank you so much.
तो मैं कुछ ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लूँगा सबका. आई नो कि अभी मॉर्निंग से ही बहुत सारे इनसाइट्स, थॉट्स और नॉलेज की बम्बार्डिंग हो रही है. आई एम श्योर आप सब काफ़ी एग्जॉस्ट हो चुके होंगे. आई विल जस्ट टेक 5 minutes. बेसिकली आई एम वैभव पाटिल, आई एम फ्रॉम द फोर्टिफाई हेल्थ, और मैं चक्की आटा फोर्टिफिकेशन पे कुछ बात करूँगा. तो बेसिकली वी आर वर्किंग फॉर टैकल द एनीमिया का जो इशू है, आयरन डिफिशिएंसी एनीमिया जो है इंडिया में, उसका जो प्रिवेलेंस है उसको कम करने के लिए हम काम करते हैं. फोर्टिफाई हेल्थ एक NGO है, नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, और फॉर लाइक गुड कॉज के लिए हम काम करते हैं. और उसके लिए हम जो भी चक्की आटा मैन्युफैक्चरर्स है उनके साथ पार्टनरशिप करके उनको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट में टेक्निकल फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट करते, ताकि वो उनके ब्रांड में फोर्टिफिकेशन स्टार्ट कर सकें. तो एम में क्यों करते हैं बेसिकली, तो ऑब्वियसली एनीमिया का प्रिवेलेंस कम करने के लिए. तो एनीमिया क्या है बेसिकली, क्या आयरन डिफिशिएंसी, माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट डिफिशिएंसी हम बात करते हैं, तो ये कैसे होता है, क्यों होता है, राइट. तो सबसे 2 चीज़ें है बेसिकली. एक चीज़ है कि हमें जब भूख लगती है तो हम कुछ खाते हैं, राइट. तो भूख भी दो टाइप की होती है, आपको आई डोंट नो आपको पता होगा कि नहीं, दो टाइप की भूख रहती है, एक जो दिखती है एक जो दिखती नहीं है, राइट। तो दिखती है तो क्या, हम जब हमें भूख लगती है हम रोटी चावल वगैरह खाते हैं, वो दिखने वाली भूख तो ख़त्म हो जाती है, बट जो हिडन हंगर है वो ख़त्म नहीं होती है। हिडन हंगर कब होती है, जब उसमें जो माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट की जो रिक्वायरमेंट रहती है बॉडी को, उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए जो हंगर रहती है उसको बोलते हैं हिडन हंगर, और वो कभी भी फुलफिल नहीं होती। सुबह रमेश सर भी बता रहे थे, इसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे कि वी जनरली हैव वॉल्यूम राइट, बट नरिशमेंट पूरा जो भूख है वो ख़त्म नहीं होती है, बहुत सारी जो डिफिशियंसीज रहती है वो बॉडी में वैसे की वैसी रहती है। तो उसके लिए हम वर्क कर रहे हैं। ऑब्वियसली उसके बहुत सारे सिम्टम्स है जो कि दिखते नहीं है हमें, वो इसलिए एकदम साइलेंट टाइप का, साइलेंट किलर टाइप के वर्क करते हैं, प्रोडक्टिविटी पे अफेक्ट करते हैं, जो भी एडल्ट्स में है, मैटरनल हेल्थ में अफेक्ट करते हैं, चिल्ड्रंस में कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट है उसमें वो अफेक्ट करते हैं। तो ये दिखते नहीं है, बड़े ऐसे सामने नहीं आते, बट कहीं ना कहीं बॉडी में वो हमें कमज़ोर बनाते रहते हैं, ऐसे सिम्टम्स रहते हैं बेसिकली माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट डिफिशियंसीज के। इसका ऑब्वियसली जीडीपी पे भी कहीं, इकोनॉमिक पे भी कहीं ना कहीं उसका अफेक्ट होता है, वो हमें दिखता नहीं हो। प्रोडक्टिविटी कम हो जाएगी तो ऑब्वियसली जीडीपी पे भी कहीं ना कहीं इफेक्ट होगा। इंडिया में मोर देन 50% सब एज ग्रुप में लोग एनीमिक है। और अब अभी आप सबका एक क्वेश्चन हो सकता है कि अच्छा ये रूरल में ज़्यादा होता होगा, अर्बन में नहीं होता होगा। अभी आप यहाँ पे सब लोग हैं, अगर आप ब्लड चेक करवाओगे आपका, तो आई एम श्योर कि मोर देन 50% लोगों का B12 या B9 या कुछ ना कुछ तो डिफिशिएंट सब के सब निकलेंगे। तो ऐसा नहीं है, ऑल और अक्रॉस जो भी ग्रुप है उसमें स्प्रेड है बेसिकली। तो इसको टैकल करने के लिए 3 वेज है, डाइटरी डाइवर्सिफिकेशन है, सप्लीमेंटेशन है और फोर्टिफिकेशन ऑब्वियसली, जो कि सबसे ईजी और मोस्ट कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव वे है बेसिकली। तो उसके लिए हम वर्क करते हैं। हम फाइनेंशियल टेक्निकल सपोर्ट देते हैं। व्हेन आई से फाइनेंशियल टेक्निकल विच मीन्स एवरीथिंग लाइक प्रीमिक्स, मशीन, क्वालिटी टेस्ट सपोर्ट, मार्केटिंग रिलेटेड जो भी सपोर्ट है, रेगुलेटरी सपोर्ट, वी हैव स्पेशलाइज्ड टीम लाइक quality team we have, regulatory team we have, so everything we provide them like free of cost, technical support, मिल स्टाफ को ट्रेनिंग देना वगैरह। गवर्नमेंट के साथ भी हम काम करते हैं, उनके साथ जो भी प्रोजेक्ट्स है उनको उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स में उनके जो SNPs वगैरह रहते हैं उसमें फोर्टिफाइड डाटा स्ट्रीमलाइन करने के लिए हम पुश करते हैं। मोर देन 300 मिल्स, जैसे मैं पहले भी पैनल में बता रहा था, मोर देन 300 मिल्स है ओवरऑल इंडिया में जो चक्केड़ा मैन्युफैक्चरर्स है, उनके साथ हम ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पे भी बहुत सारे लोग बैठे हैं कि जिनके साथ हम ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं और बहुत सालों से कर रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि 1-2 साल पहले से, 3-3, 4-4 साल से हम उनके साथ काम कर रहे हैं। और 70,000 मेट्रिक टन आटा प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है मंथली बेसिस पे पूरे इंडिया में, काफ़ी बड़ा नंबर है। 1 करोड़ से 2 करोड़ तक, 2 करोड़ लोगों तक ये जा रहा है आटा, फोर्टिफाइड आटा, अगर हम कंजम्पशन के बेसिस पे कैलकुलेट करें तो इतने लोगों का हम बेसिकली जो भी उनकी न्यूट्रिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट है वो फुलफिल कर रहे हैं विद द सपोर्ट ऑफ दिस 300+ मिल पार्टनर्स। तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट कि जो भी यहाँ पे मिल पार्टनर्स है, जो भी चक्केड़ा मैन्युफैक्चरर्स है, अगर वो इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो प्लीज़ आप कंसिडर करें फोर्टिफिकेशन स्टार्ट करने का। आप इंटरेस्टेड नहीं भी हो तो एक गुड कॉज के लिए आप एक बार सोच के देखिए कि क्या कर सकते हैं, लाइक सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं, राइट। तो उस वे से आप थोड़ा सा सोच के देखिए। या आई थिंक दैट्स इट, थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, Mr. Vaibhav. Now, I'd also request Mr. Adi Narayan Gupta sir to please step forward. We have 2 panelists who were left given the memento. So I would request Mr. Bhupinder Singh Negi and Mr. Sahil to please step forward. And post that, we will resume Mr. Goyal's session. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'd request Mr. Bhupinder to please step up on the stage. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And now I'd request Mr. Pankaj Goyal to please step forward and share your thoughts with us, sir. Post this, we will enter into our final session for the day, which is one of the most awaited, and I could say the flagship session, the CEO session, and we will just break into it in the next 5-10 minutes.
I have a presentation also to be done.
Can we please cue in the presentation shared by Mr. Pankaj? It's here, sir.
So, good evening to everyone. I think काफ़ी लंबा दिन था और हम एंड की तरफ आ रहे हैं. तो मैं इंदौर से हूँ और ड्यूरम व्हीट मिलिंग के अंदर हूँ. सो बेसिकली मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि हम सब लोग यहाँ पर बैठे हैं, हम कहते हैं कि हम लोग मिलिंग के बिजनेस में हैं, पर मैं कुछ थोड़ी अनकंफर्टेबल बात कहना चाहूँगा आप लोगों के लिए. हम सिर्फ मिलिंग के बिजनेस में नहीं है, हम लोग कंसिस्टेंसी के बिजनेस में हैं. हम लोग कंसिस्टेंसी के बिजनेस में इसलिए हैं क्योंकि हम लोग ड्यूरम व्हीट मिलिंग के बिजनेस में हैं. और ड्यूरम व्हीट मिलिंग एक ऐसी मिलिंग है जो आपकी एक भी गलती छोड़ती नहीं है कभी भी. वो आपको ऐसी टीचर है वो जो सबसे ज़्यादा पेनल्टी और सबसे ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट टीचर है. तो आपको तो हमेशा कंसिस्टेंट होना ही पड़ेगा. तो ये बात है ड्यूरम व्हीट मिलिंग के लिए. एक छोटी सी बात मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि जहाँ पर हमें हमेशा ग्राहक का विश्वास हमेशा रखना पड़ता है, और ये ड्यूरम व्हीट मिलिंग का बिज़नेस है. अब ये इतना सीरियस बिज़नेस क्यों है? सो आप लोग आटा पीसते हैं, मैदा पीसते हैं, रवा बनाते हैं, सूजी बनाते हैं. आपने अगर आटा बनाया, रवा बनाया, मैदा बनाया, पीसने के बाद सब कुछ सफ़ेद दिखता है. यूजुअली फिजिकल अपीयरेंस से यू आर नॉट एबल टू फिगर आउट कि प्रोडक्ट में डिफरेंस क्या है. सर्टनली कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स में जाके चेंजेस आते हैं, बट ड्यूरम व्हीट में तो इमीडिएटली सामने फिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आपको पकड़ लेती है. इमीडिएटली जाके आपके कटिंग ठीक नहीं है, आपकी साइज़ ठीक नहीं है, आपका कलर ठीक नहीं है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें मैटर करती हैं. हम एक टेक्निकल टर्म यूज़ करते हैं, विट्रोसिटी. सो विट्रोसिटी बेसिकली ड्यूरम व्हीट को जब तोड़ते हैं, आप सब लोगों ने देखा होगा मालवराज गेहूँ होता है, जैसे ही हम उसे तोड़ते हैं अंदर से कांच जैसा चमकता है, वो अंदर से सफ़ेद नहीं होता है. सो दैट इज़ विट्रोसिटी. सो ड्यूरम व्हीट में विट्रोसिटी हमको देखनी रहती है, प्रोटीन की क्वालिटी देखनी रहती है. सेकेंडली येलो कलर. ड्यूरम व्हीट में कलर का पैसा भाई, अगर येलो कलर थोड़ा सा भी कम ज़्यादा होता है, सो यू फेस अ चैलेंज. सो दैट इज़ वी टॉक अबाउट द येलो पिगमेंट. देन साइज़. सूजी का साइज़ आप सब लोग समझते हैं कि सूजी का साइज़ अगर बराबर नहीं हुआ तो हमारा तो 1-2% डिविएशंस के अंदर बायर काफ़ी चैलेंज क्रिएट करता है. एंड प्रोडक्ट के अंदर काफ़ी मेजर क्वालिटी चैलेंजेस आने लगते हैं. और ये सारी चीज़ें मिल से स्टार्ट नहीं होती है, ये सारी चीज़ें खेतों से स्टार्ट होती है. हम तो सिर्फ जो खेतों में उगता है उसको उजागर करते हैं. सो बोलता हूँ मिलिंग तो आप कितनी भी अच्छी मशीन लगा लीजिए, पर आपने अगर रॉ मटेरियल अच्छा नहीं डाला तो कोई सेंस नहीं है. हम तो मिल के अंदर सिर्फ जो रॉ मटेरियल डाला है उसमें से क्या रॉ मटेरियल है उसको हमें खोल कर उजागर करके देना है. सो अगर हमारा ड्यूरम व्हीट का हम प्रोग्राम बोलते हैं, सो इट स्टार्ट विथ दी व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ क्रॉप वी आर गोइंग टू बाय, हाउ इज़ द वेदर, वेयर व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू बाय, फ्रॉम विच सोर्स वी आर गोइंग टू बाय. सो हम लोग फार्म साइड से भी कनेक्ट रहना पसंद करते हैं. और ड्यूरम व्हीट के अंदर अगर आप फार्म से कनेक्टेड नहीं है तो आप क्वालिटी व्हीट नहीं प्रोक्योर कर सकते हैं. सो ड्यूरम व्हीट, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू आर कनेक्टेड विद द फार्मर्स डायरेक्टली and you are able to interact with the farmers, what is your need, and try to get those varieties developed from the farmers. हमारी क्रॉप बाइंग का पैटर्न, एरिया का पैटर्न, वो सारी चीज़ें सीज़न के पहले से स्टार्ट होने लगता है. कौन से एरिया से हमें कितना माल मिलेगा, किस टाइप का माल मिलेगा, एंड सो लाइक दैट. So if I talk about again the technical side, the milling side. So milling side is also it's a more long mill. और ये रोल्स की अगर थोड़ा सा भी रोल ख़राब हुआ, मान के चलिए कि रोल की टीथिंग ख़राब हुई, टूथिंग ख़राब हुई, आपको इमीडिएटली प्रोडक्ट की क्वालिटी में रिफ्लेक्ट करता है. आपका प्यूरिफिकेशन, साइजिंग, स्पेक्स, सारी चीज़ें. तो हम लोगों ने इसके लिए इवन कलर सॉर्टर लगा रखे हैं. प्यूरिफिकेशन और साइजिंग के लिए इतने प्यूरीफायर्स होते हैं हमारे यहाँ कि आपको देख के डर लगता है. 20-20 प्यूरीफायर एक साथ लगे हुए लाइन के अंदर. तो जनरली आप लोग 10 या 5 प्यूरीफायर देखते होंगे मैक्सिमम साइड में, पर 20 प्यूरीफायर्स लगे हुए हैं, इतने सारे कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. 100% हमें कलर सॉर्टिंग करना ही होता है. विदाउट कलर सॉर्टिंग यू कैन नॉट यूज़ द व्हीट. सेकेंडली ऐश और स्पेक्स. ऐश इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जितना क्लीन व्हीट होगा उतना हमारा ऐश कंट्रोल होगा. So ash is very important because immediately हमारे पास्ता की क्वालिटी के अंदर रिफ्लेक्ट होता है. एंड सेकेंडली ग्रैनुलेशन वही मैंने बताया कि इट हैज़ टू बी बिल्कुल स्पेक्स लॉक. मतलब अगर मैंने बोला है कि 180 माइक्रॉन से लेकर 320 माइक्रॉन के बीच में मेरा 5% to 8% आएगा, तो इट हैज़ टू बी 5 and 8. I cannot say it is 11 or 12. Immediately it reflects in my product quality. So if I talk about buyer, so ये बात तो मैंने अपनी लाइफ में सीखी है. कंसिस्टेंसी का पैसा मिलता है, भरोसा कंसिस्टेंसी है. और अगर आपने एक बार भरोसा लूज करा, आप उसको जाकर कितना भी डिस्काउंट दे दो, वो भरोसा वापस नहीं आता है. और डिस्काउंट दे के भरोसा नहीं जीता जा सकता है. सो इसलिए इफ़ यू वांट a premium, if you want something to be paid from the market, then it has to be consistency. और वो भरोसा है. और वो भरोसा अगर एक बार भी कहीं पे टूटा, आपका प्रोडक्ट इनकंसिस्टेंट हुआ, तो उसको डिस्काउंट दे के भरोसा कभी नहीं कायम किया जा सकता है. सो यू ऑलवेज नीड टू बी कंसिस्टेंट. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट ड्यूरम मिलिंग. What discipline, how that control system can be there. So it's all comes with the disciplined culture what we try to create in our organization. And it starts with the continuous lab testing. Then में जितना भी production होगा, every hour if the product has to be picked from the lab, it has to be tested, it has to be tested. There is no labs possible in that overall program. It has to be continuously tested. Optical sorting, we have to do optical sorting continuously. Whatever the inputs we are feeding in the mill, that has to be very controlled. So optical sorting is 100% required. Full traceability. So if you talk about, अगर मेरा कोई लॉट खराब हुआ, वो लॉट में कौन से फार्मर या ट्रेडर का वीट था, इवन अगर उसका बैग भी फटता है तो कौन से सप्लायर ने बैग दिया था, किस दिन दिया था, अगर वो इवनिंग का लॉट है या किस आवर का लॉट है. So we work on the traceability and we try to see that our product, any complaint or anything comes, it has to be traceable. Then only we are able to solve the problem. We are able to get some solution on that particular problem. So without traceability, it is not possible. If I talk about wheat, that is very important. चूँकि हम लोग सूजी रवा बनाते हैं, हम लोगों का फाइन प्रोडक्ट नहीं होता है. कीड़ों का प्रॉब्लम, हम बोलते हैं गेहूं के साथ तो घुन हमेशा होता है, बट हमें तो बिल्कुल नहीं चलता है, ना हमारे बायर को चलता है. सो इसलिए जो भी वीट हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं 100% फ्यूमिगेटेड होता है. हमने साइलोज लगा रखे हैं, पूरा प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड साइलोज हैं. सारा मटेरियल साइलोज में जाना 100% कंपलसरी है. मटेरियल को फ्यूमिगेट होना है, फ्यूमिगेट होने के बाद ही मिल में जाना है. देयर इज़ नॉट अ सिंगल बैग विच गोज़ टू मिल विदाउट फ्यूमिगेशन. So this is really required where we talk about the infestation control in the finished product. That is there. That is we do through 100% fumigation of the wheat. Thirdly is milk का 45 days के अंदर cleanliness, strong fumigation again. It has to be done. So it is getting done. That is a very hard discipline which we follow. So those are some things which you have to be very disciplined to deliver a consistent quality in your product. Along with the technical parameters, there are some cultures which you need to build up, which we are talking about, those discipline systems which you try to create in your factory, in your culture, working culture of your organization. That is very important. Secondly, this can all be done through some of the best practices, FSSC 22000, Z certification and things like that. आप लोगों ने काइजन 5S ये सारे टर्म्स ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में सुने होंगे, हम लोग शायद से फूड इंडस्ट्री में अडॉप्ट नहीं करते हैं. बट आई वुड से दिस आर द वन ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस which across the world are proven in any kind of an organization. So we try to follow this best management practices like Kaizen, 5S or maybe lean manufacturing. ये सुनने में बड़ी बड़ी चीज़ें लग रही होंगी, बट इसी से कल्चर या एक कंपनी में डिसिप्लिन आता है. सो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट everybody, all the millers should look at it. Thirdly, if I talk about, पूरे दिन हम लोग बात कर रहे थे data driven AI. So AI starts with data. And और एक सिंपल सी बात है, what you can measure is you can manage. So अगर आप चीज़ों को measure ही नहीं कर रहे हो दिन भर कि यार मेरे फैक्ट्री के अंदर आज बिजली कितनी लगी, किस इक्विपमेंट में कितनी लगी, मेरे क्वालिटी के रिजेक्शंस कितने हुए, मेरे को महीने में कितनी कंप्लेंट्स आई, पर्टिकुलरली किस चीज़ से आई है, So if you start taking all those decisions based on data and some kind of a truth, then certainly your decision making is going to improve. And for that, the data capturing is very important. So jitna maximum data aap capture karenge, jis angle pe possible ho, that is going to give you a lot of efficiency. So we try to drive our organization on data and the quality of data, which is the most important to take a good decision. So data is very important in our durum milling. Secondly, accountable system, ownership. भैया मेरा गलती नहीं था, वो तो उस कारण से गलती हो गया. भैया शाम वाला नहीं आया था, सुबह वाला आया था. This is a problem which everybody faces in our organization when we talk about ownership. हमारी टीम के नाम हम ownership कैसे build up करें? So that is a very important part of our whole value chain in our organization. So if I talk about each and every person in our organization need to know कि मेरी accountability,
Sir?
जवाबदारी और जिम्मेदारी क्या होती है. Just give
Last
me.
1 minute, if you
Yes,
can please
thank
sum
you
it
so
up.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so that is what about the durum milling and some kind of a practices which we try to adopt in our organization. So if I talk about हमारा सपना क्या है? So हमारा सपना तो benchmark होना है इंडस्ट्री में. हमेशा हम लोग benchmark रहें ताकि people adopt good practices. But ये benchmark होना सिर्फ claim करने से नहीं होता है. You have to work every single day, every single hour, every single minute. Benchmark आपको certificate बाजार देता है जो आपको हर एक मिनट वॉच कर रहा है कि भाई इसने कितनी गलतियां करी. So you don't have any scope of doing a single mistake, and that is what the benchmarking you can claim about. So thank you so much, and that is what I had to share with you people. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's call upon the last speaker here for this session. Let's welcome Mr. Anand Singh, founder and CEO, Probus Smart Things. So because we have to break into the next session, I would request if you can please sum it up in 4 minutes, please. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. So I am Anand Singh. I am co-founder and CEO of Probus. What I am talking about is basically will affect every factories, every miller's input cost. So यहाँ पे जो हम power की बात कर रहे हैं, वो basically best power है जो हम provide कर रहे हैं through our platform at best price. So ये power हम आपको open access के through दिला रहे हैं और जो भी factory above 100 kilowatt load के ऊपर चल रही है, वो alternate source of power से ले सकती है जो कि डिस्कॉम के पावर से अलग है. सो आप सोलर एक्सचेंज, पावर एक्सचेंजेस सच एज IEX हो गया, PXIL हो गया, उनके थ्रू भी आप पावर ले सकते हैं टू रन योर मिल. सो अभी व्हाट वी हैव बीन डूइंग कि आपके पास प्रोवन कॉस्ट सेविंग है. अभी आपकी एनर्जी कॉस्ट पर क्विंटल जो आपके पास आ रही होगी, लेट अस सपोज अगर 50 रुपये पर क्विंटल भी है, तो आप अगर ऑल्टरनेट सोर्स ऑफ पावर से लेते हैं, ओपन एक्सेस के थ्रू पावर लेते हैं, तो वो पावर आपको पर क्विंटल अराउंड 30% कॉस्ट की सेविंग दिलाएगी. और वो कैसे दिला रहे हैं? सो ये हमारा AI प्लेटफॉर्म है. सो इस प्लेटफॉर्म में आपको डिफरेंट सोर्सेज ऑफ एनर्जी के थ्रू आप कहाँ से एनर्जी सोर्सेज ले सकते हैं अपनी फैक्ट्री को रन करने के लिए. ये एक AI प्लेटफॉर्म है जो कि मार्केट में किसी भी टाइम आपकी सोलर से पावर अवेलेबल ज़्यादा अच्छी है, विंड से पावर ज़्यादा सस्ती मिल रही है, उन सारे सोर्सेज को एक बार में चेक करेगा और इस AI प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू आपको ये पावर डिलीवर करेगा. जो पावर डिलीवरी की इज़ अराउंड 100% गारंटीड, एंड व्हाट वी से इज़ बेसिकली ऑन अ मंथली एनर्जी कॉस्ट वी विल सेव यू अराउंड 30 to 40% ऑफ योर एनर्जी कॉस्ट्स. ये काम कैसे करता है? सो हम लोग आपकी फैक्ट्री में एक मीटर लगाएंगे जो कि आपके ST साइड ऑफ द कनेक्शन होगा. उस मीटर से आपकी फैक्ट्री का एक्यूरेट लोड की मॉडलिंग होगी. उस लोड को जो भी मार्केट का प्राइस है एनर्जी का, उससे हम लोग कंपेयर करेंगे और आपके लिए जो भी बेस्ट पावर अवेलेबल होगी हम उसको सोर्स कर रहे होंगे. सो प्रोबस पिछले 9 सालों से इंडिया के एनर्जी ग्रिड के लिए काम कर रहा है We were founded in 2017. We already have installed around 10 lakh sensors and hardwares across the field. We have around 15 patents. उन patents में Indian and global patents दोनों हैं. And we have been working on with various discoms in India, Tata Power, BACS, L&T, Adani, these are our customers. And right now we have presence in Delhi, Mumbai and Noida. And we have 15 patents to, as I was telling you, we have 74 people. Out of that, 42 are in R&D. And that's what we wanted to tell you, that you can save around your monthly billing of around 30% costs in your energy costs while running a factory. So आपकी input costs को कम करना is what Prolt Energy is doing, and we are displaying outside in one of the stalls. I am available to take any questions there. Thanks a lot.